Loktarogar. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's time for another Orc Mode workout for you guys. And wasn't much of a workout today, to be honest. And that's kind of the thing. When you train like this, you're going to have days where you're feeling sick. This happens to me, every now and then, to where training almost isn't an option. So, you come in and you do what you can. And at the very least, I try to squat, right? And when I mean not feeling well, it's like my foot hurts. I broke one of my toes yesterday. Don't ask. I broke one of my toes. And also, I was just feeling just exhausted, almost like I'm coming down with the flu or something. I slept most of the day today. I honestly, after I did my 3 videos this morning, I woke up a couple times to make them live, my informatives and everything. You guys couldn't tell in the video, but I'm not feeling well today. I ended up sleeping most of the day. I managed to get out of the house for about an hour at one point today to run an errand. And that was about all I've done today. And I went ahead and did a squat and just built up to a 405. And, it felt heavy. I'm like, I'm done. But at least I got under the bar and did something, but didn't beat my recovery up. Now, these first couple warm-ups, I tried to grip the bar wider to see, because people always say, well, that'll help with the wristband. No, it just felt even more uncomfortable. I need to keep that narrower grip. It doesn't actually hurt. That's the thing, even though you guys see that wrist bend happening because of my long arms, that narrow grip doesn't hurt. It's not painful on my biceps. It's not painful on my wrist. It seems reasonably somewhat secure up on my back. Like I said, I've still got a lot to do to get used to this whole low bar thing, going this far down. And it's going to take time. It's going to take practice. I have the musculature already there. You guys have seen me squat 485 using a less low bar than this low bar. I've done some extra quad-specific squatting for a while, so my quads have gotten stronger. So now it's a matter of just getting this form down. I have the strength and muscle there to get where I need to go. So it's just a matter of getting this technique dialed in, getting used to it, building back up with it, and it's all going to be okay. The thing that you guys need to remember in the grand scheme of things, everything isn't even always about recovery from training load, right? Like today, I'm not anywhere near overtraining. I just did a deload, and I'm not even going that heavy yet on the squat. My volume's not that high. My benching, I'm doing a lot of benching, but it's not even overtraining because I don't feel those signs. I'm just coming down with something, because especially when I needed to sleep as much as I slept today, for me, as a middle-aged guy, when I'm that tired and I just need to sleep, that's probably something with my immune system. That means my body's trying to fight off a bug. I could have picked up the flu or a bad cold or something somewhere. And it's just my body trying to fight it off. And so when those things happen, you have to just kind of work your training around it. What I would tell a lot of people, if you really think you're coming down with something, you probably don't want to go train at a commercial gym. And the reason I say that is because you're not going to make much progress. And you're going to just be contagious to other people. All you're going to do is make other people sick who also need to train and get stuff done. And that basically just makes you kind of a dick. So for those of you at a commercial gym, I would say not to do that. Now in my case, I don't feel so bad that I couldn't squat. I just feel weak. I feel tired. I feel sleepy. I feel like I want to go back to bed even now. I feel like going back to bed. You factor in the fact that I'm cutting. I've dropped 5 pounds in the last 2 weeks. So, that can be a factor too that I've got to factor in. That can make your immune system drop a little bit when you're losing weight. And that does happen. So just stuff I've got to factor in with what I'm doing and weigh it all out and decide, okay, I just got in and did something today, but I didn't beat my recovery up because my recovery might be being utilized right now, fighting off a bug here, fighting off a virus. And that takes resources. That takes recovery resources, doesn't it? Yeah, and that's something you've got to factor in with your training also. So like I said, I'm not going to come in and, bury myself. That 405 squat felt pretty heavy today to me, That felt pretty heavy. That didn't feel like 405. That felt like 450 or more. So I got in and I did something, but I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to come in and just train myself into the ground if I'm not feeling well. It's not a good idea. Know your limits. And therein lies the difference too that people have to weigh out when you're feeling under the weather. You've got to decide, are you so sick that any training is going to be a problem? Because if you're so sick that you can't train at all, like in that case, had I not been able to squat, if 315 had felt really heavy on my ramp up, that's a sign that I shouldn't have gone anywhere near a weight at all. The 405 felt pretty heavy, felt heavier than 405. So I got just enough of a training effect to maintain a motor pattern and did something. That's better than nothing. Or as John Brozo says, come in and so he wants people to squat every day, even if all they can do is the bar that day. At least they did something. And that's kind of the way I'm approaching it because I have it at home. Unless I feel like walking is difficult, I'm going to go ahead and at least do a squat if I don't feel well. But if I'm so tired that even walking is difficult, obviously you're not going to train. I'm going to keep my butt in bed, and I'm going to heal and get over whatever's coming over me and be done with it. But like I said, I don't feel like it's something so bad that I'm going to be debilitated tomorrow or anything. I'm hoping that tomorrow I'll be back to normal. You know, sleep it off, get some good nutrition, get some quality fruits and vegetables and stuff in, plenty of protein, get rest, get fluids in, get electrolytes in, and, recover, fight off whatever's going on and get back in and train tomorrow. But that was my strategy for today. Got in and did just something, at least a squat with a moderately heavy weight. Do something. Again, and that's what you guys have to weigh out for yourselves. Are you sick or are you starting to come down with something? You're starting to come down with something, come in, do a little bit, do what you can, stay in your habit, but, don't interfere with your recovery, the resources that your body needs. But if you're really and truly sick and you've already really come down with something, it's best to just stay home, best to stay in bed. You might not be able to take a day off from work, so that's already going to be bad enough. But that's the time when you take time off from the gym. And that includes even if you thought you could come in and squat and you come down with something that could be contagious. Don't go to a public gym, and mess everyone else's training up for the next week because you gave them whatever flu or cold or whatever you had. That's just being a dick, guys. Don't do that. Don't be that guy. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.